That was like 100 years ago, though. Now it's okay. Everyone we know is like vaping or whatever. They pull their like contraption out. They might as well have an oxygen machine. I'm like, cool.
So when we were growing up, my parents didn't drink in front of us. Like we were one of those households where
They didn't like drink in their bedrooms. They just didn't drink.
maybe they, I don't know.
No, they were. Trust me, they were not.
Idea.
No.
But like I've met like my girlfriend's family is they're more refined, and she would say like, oh, you know, my parents would have like a glass of wine with dinner, and I was like, what? We just drank a 2 liter of Coke between the four of us. But anyways, but it was funny because we developed sort of an odd relationship to alcohol and drugs. Like drugs were like a no, and alcohol was like definitely a no. And then all of a sudden we were adults, and it was like we were drinking in front of our parents, and they didn't really drink, and so it still felt like it was bad or something. Like I always felt sort of embarrassed when I would get tipsy around my mom. And then one time Tegan called me. We were probably like 26 or 25.
So scared, I have no idea what she's about to say.
So she called me, and she was living with a friend of ours, and there was pot in the house. Tegan didn't really smoke pot, but her friend did.
No, I didn't not really smoke pot. I did not smoke pot.
Oh yeah, okay. So Tegan didn't smoke pot, but her roommate, who's a good friend of ours, smoked pot. And my mom was in town visiting, and Tegan called me, and she goes, "Oh my God, Mom got so stoned last night in front of me," and it was.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, and it's funny because it really was the first time. So we were like 26 years old. It was probably the first time that we had we as in this is a twin thing. Tegan had done something with my mom that I shared the experience somewhat.
P.S. I didn't smoke pot.
No, but you were around Mom when she was high.
I don't recall it, I guess.
You were drunk, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
The point is just that was the beginning of a new era in our family, where now my mom sometimes smokes pot, or she'll drink Prosecco around us. She came on tour with us. In Europe on the last album cycle, and she would just we'd get off stage, and she would have already drank all of our Prosecco, and we'd be like, "Mom, fuck, stand down." Just
not me. I was like, bring it on.
Anyways, I guess the point is only that, things have changed. So now I really, when I smell weed, even though I don't smoke weed, I sort of take a adolescent thrill out of your exhale. Like when I smelt weed, I just wanted to turn around and be like, "We're just living! We're fucking living!" Guys, I'm sober.
Guys, Sarah's stoned. She never even raises her voice above a whisper. This is huge. All right, this next song, no, it's good.
I can also tell who's stoned because they're not laughing. Like they're like.
I want to just point out that during the exact time Sarah was just talking about, when I lived with this very good friend of mine who was a big pot smoker, our house got broken into. And I was at dinner, and we had an alarm, and the police got called, and they called me, and they said
they stole $9 million worth of jewelry from me.
That's not funny.
Too soon.
Yeah, time out. You're stoned at school, it's not your fault, but time out. So I got this call from the police, and they said, your house has been broken into, and I said, I'm on my way. I don't have a driver's license, so you have to imagine me frantically bike riding home on a BMX. So then, which I no longer drive, whatever. And then I got there, and there was a fucking helicopter. There were multiple police cars, and there was a canine unit, and all I could think as I was riding up, it was like everything went in slow motion. I'd had a couple drinks. I was like, because all I could think was what did they steal? First of all, I was 26 years old. I owned nothing but shit, and all I could think about was my roommate's pot, which is so naive and silly of me because it's Vancouver. I live in Vancouver. No one gives a shit about pot, but as I was riding up, I was literally thinking I shouldn't go there because I'm about to be arrested for pot. And when I got into the house, everything, they don't tell you this, but canine dogs come in and they tear apart everything. It was pillows had been ripped apart. And I felt very safe because they had definitely made sure that no one was hiding there, but I kept texting my roommate and texting my roommate and texting my roommate being like, hurry, 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 it's so scary, it's crazy, whatever. And when she got home 2 hours later, Vancouver's like the size of Portland, like there's no way it would take her 2 hours. She said that she had dawdled because she was afraid that the police would find the pot. Anyway, this one's for all the pot smokers in the house.